New York this morning. About an hour before I left, the Deputy Police Commissioner, highest ranking black in New York, resigned and had been dealing with us on the chokehold case, and had, because of the resignation, many of the city council members black had asked me to stay in New York and come later in the 4 days. I told them that when I first got the call from Liz's father, the grandfather of Micheal Brown, I promised Michael Sr. and I promised Liz that I'd be with them on everything I would commit. So I'm here today because of that. I want to always keep my commitment to the parents of Micheal Brown. I told them I'll come back to the city this afternoon and be back over the weekend. And going through Florida, we have our election tour. But as we start these 4 days, and I first want to thank Reverend Toon and Reverend Lee, who represents us locally. I want to thank Attorney Gray. I certainly want to thank Anthony Shaheed and Brother Zaki Baruti, who have been on the ground since day one. Brother Akbar Muhammad, who did the big march after the funeral, and so forth and on. Let me be real clear about 2 or 3 things. One, this is about justice for Micheal Brown.
That's right.
When the grandfather McSpadden and I first talked, and when I met with Michael Sr. and Liz, their only agenda was to get justice for their son.
That's right.
I told them that we would support it, and we will, all the way to the end. The first rally, that Tuesday night we had, stated that. Then that Sunday, the first rally, second rally, all the way through. Every other agenda is good, but no agenda should come ahead of justice for Micheal Brown. Because a lot of people will try and put their agenda to the agenda of this family. The politics, all of the venom and all of that should not come ahead of this family. Now, I'm saying this because I was here first, I'm going to be here last. And everybody running through town and showboating, that's good. But let's not get ahead of that. If there is not justice for this family, then we have not achieved the goals of this movement. First got here, 2 days after Micheal Brown was killed, and we did the first rally, and Anthony Shaheed and them were in front of the police station then. That's all we were talking about. Now, they are raising in the media all kind of different agendas. Whether the police chief is going to quit, whether the cop is going to quit, that does not answer this having an investigation that leads to the prosecution and the direct legal answer to why Micheal Brown is not in college but in his grave. Don't act like you can exchange a job for justice. To suggest that changing just who the chief is answers how this young man was killed is an insult to the intelligence of our community. Yes, you need to change the department, but you need to do it after you explain to us why this young man unarmed was killed. You need to do it after you explain all these leaks. You leaking this, and leaking that and putting this undercover suggestion down and trying to make the victim look like a thug. An unarmed young man was killed. That's what's got to be dealt with. That's what's got to be answered. We don't need no leak. We need you to come straight out. There's no reason why probable cause has not already been executed. It's not about whether the policeman loses his job or quits his job. It's about him facing the law, being arrested, and going to trial with the evidence. That's what this is about. And in all of this confusion, they will try to bring smoke rather than deal with facts. So what we are doing these 4 days is trying to deal with young people are going to do it tomorrow. Tonight they're doing other things. Sunday on is to focus this around justice for Micheal Brown, whatever that is. But let's be real clear. This is about justice. And everything else must emanate from that. Why is that so important? Because if we don't establish that, we will have a legal precedent that you can tell a story and get past the value of the lives of our children. That's right. Now, we are from different political persuasions. We are from different religions. We are from different economic stratas, but we all agreed to work for justice for Micheal Brown. That's right. Some young, some old, some fat, some skinny. We all said we're going to work for justice for Micheal Brown. Yes, and anybody that does not want to do that, then they're not with the movement and should not misuse this family who has stood up with all their pain and has not offended anybody. And have not said no to anybody. They've supported everybody. But everybody needs to support this. Yes, that's right. Yes, sir. I've said to them, I have very little, slim confidence in this local prosecutor. Yes, sir. I said that from the beginning. That's right. That's right. I repeat that. I've said that I think the federal government ought to take the criminal case. We went to Washington together and made that appeal. We stand by that. I think that the leaks in the jury, grand jury, the prosecutor saying he's investigated his own grand jury and cleared himself. Well, I'd like to see who's going to investigate the death of Micheal Brown and come to conclusion. That is what we want to hear. I think that it is very telling that, you know, that they told me historically, I've been here 1,000 times. In fact, we did the 99 I-70 shutdown. I went to jail there. Those jobs are still there. Eddie Hassan is here today that helped to lead that. We had the Cybers of Justice that are going to be out there. What bothers me though, Anthony Shahid, is that this is supposed to be the show me state. When I hear the story that they leaked, I don't understand how folk that are intelligent could hear that story and still not say that there's something wrong, even if I take their version. You're going to tell me there was a scuffle, but you don't know how it started. The policeman told the authorities, we got into a scuffle. Well, how did y'all get into a scuffle? Well, I heard over the radio about some cigarillos. Okay, so you telling me you by yourself was going to stop and apprehend 2 people? Now, that's how y'all police here now. 1 cop arrest 2 folks. Y'all believe that? Then y'all gonna get in a scuffle on a gun. while the other kids just stand off and don't do nothing. Then you're going to call for backup after the scuffle. Guy going to run away, then he going to run back to you knowing you got a gun that just shot him, and he ain't got no gun. And that makes sense to y'all. I mean, the story don't even make sense.
No, sir.
It is clear he was shot from a distance. So why would anybody run back toward a gun that just shot him? And know you don't have a gun? Why don't you talk to us like we got good sense?
Go ahead.
We cannot abandon this family in their pursuit of justice. They have not made an accusation. They have said that there's probable cause that let's go to trial and let a jury decide, but don't go in a back room and come out with leaks and play games with the lives of our sons. And our commitment is Micheal Brown's life is of value, just like any of our children's lives. And if you cheapen his life, you cheapen our lives. That's why folk are in here from around the country this weekend. This young lady heads our youth department, National Action Network, 16 years old. Bringing young people in here from around the country. These young people do not need to feel like they're worthless.
That's right.
Lady said to me at the airport, said, well, Reverend Al, why don't you trust what's going on there? Anytime I'm hearing how y'all are planning for a riot rather than planning for justice, then what are you saying to us?
Come on.
You're telling us that you want to exacerbate something that ain't no use for justice. Why isn't the town planning for a trial?
That's right.
Why are you planning for a riot unless you've already determined the evidence before you've even heard it? I hear all these news reports. We're getting more tanks ready. We're getting more stuff ready. Are you going to call for peace? Why aren't we saying this courtroom is big enough for a trial?
My God.
So if you're sending that signal to young people, then don't turn around and blame us. You sent that signal. You're telling them where the leanings are going. Don't blame us for the agitation that's coming out. I'm asking us to continue to fight for justice and to keep our eye on the prize. I'm asking us to keep our commitment to this family, that if they would stand up, that we would stand with them. And I'm asking us in these 4 days to say to young people around this country and around here that their lives are of value to us. We will not abandon them, and we will not let them be marginalized. This is about the values of young Americans, and it's about a criminal justice system being made to deal fairly. The battles is not between those of us that have tactical disagreements. The battle is not between generations. The battle is between those that believe in justice and those that believe in injustice.
Yes, sir.
And they would like to try to make all kind of infighting the story. There is no infighting story. The story is whether you are for justice or whether you're for injustice. There is no other division that will be entertained. So let the weekend be about focus and movement and justice for Micheal Brown. Thank you.